Welcome, 21st November, a new day, a new episode of Macro Point of View Commodity News, which we start with Freeport LNG that confirms that they will not restart in November but in December. They expect to have 2 BCFD LNG export per day in December, with the fully operational in March 2023. We already know last week that it's not possible to restart for them in the mid-November, as last week it was 14 when we had the last episode, so till 15, till mid of November, it was not possible to have them restart. Prices are already considered that they will delay the restart of export terminal, so this is already in the price. But we must remember that Freeport LNG terminal is responsible for 3.75% of global LNG supply. So it's a huge LNG supply around the world, so we have to keep an eye on them. But now on natural gas contracts, the main feature is the weather. The weather that it's supposed to be a little warmer than it was forecasted last week, as we expect to have usage of 125.9 BCFD. Next week it's supposed to be even warmer, with a bit more than 117 BCFD. So it's not full regular winter that is occurring in the United States, so this is not a good thing for the prices, as it will remain stable. But let's take a look on the candles, let's take a look how it looks on the market, and we'll continue our news reel. Thank you. Natural gas futures are in stable location, as we still between $6 and $7. I know it's a huge amount because it's about 15% difference, but still we are not having a major game changer for this market. That's why this is supposed to be played by technical rules only, as fundamentals doesn't change so far. If we get cold weather or heavy snowing or something like that forecast in American weather for the next weeks, we'll probably see a huge rise of prices. If the warmer forecast will follow next week and first week of December, second week of the December, when we start expecting winter to hit in January, then we can expect those prices to fall closer to $6, maybe with some drop under 6, but at the moment I don't see the point that this price will fall under $6 with for very long time. So except of course that we will start getting a forecast that the winter will never come to United States this year and will not reach an average usage of gas in the United States over 110 or 120 in average for the whole winter. Then we might drop to the 5 or even lower, but it's hardly unexpected. So we will probably get a winter conditions at least in January, maybe a bit earlier. But if you notice, this volume on this contract, it's not high, it's very, very low. It's like market is waiting, especially that this week we have Thanksgiving in United States, so on Thursday there will be no American capital on the market, no American money, and probably on Friday a lot of American money will have day off, even if the market is working in a shorter half-day notifications. So it will be around 1 o'clock local time, 1 o'clock New York time, so there will be not so much money on it. So this market will probably not have a big change this week, as we might expect only closing the position before long weekend in United States. So it might be some movement at the end of the day on Wednesday. This is one thing that we can expect on this market at the moment, as fundamentals probably won't change too much in next 2 days. So I don't expect much from this market. If we stay with the energy sector, we'll see a huge drop on Brent oil, and with the Brent oil under $87, it's really surprising. I updated this Fibonacci to the lowest point in September, but I still keep this point of $87 as it was stopping the market on Friday, and today we have a fight here. We have a fighting point right here on $87. Take a look how big volume in the past 3 months. It's the biggest volume in the past 3 months, and let's check. Yeah, we have it in July, higher drop on bigger volume. So except from July, we've got all August, all September, all October, and most of November with lower volumes than it was on Friday. Why I'm saying this? As if we go back to July, we can see that this drop was from over $113, something like that. Yeah, 113 and half till 102, almost 103. So it's $10 drop on a huge volume, which shows the market direction. Here on Friday, we had much lower drop, as we start at $90 and we end at 87.6. So it's less than $3.50. So it's not so smaller volume than those big volume in July, but the drop is much smaller, which means this market is in confusion. We've got both sides on the market having a fight. Yeah, it was because it's very smart. It's like MMA fight, as bulls and bears keep fighting here. So we stopped at 87, a bit more about 87. Today we have a small drop. It's a drop based on the fears of recession, the fears that comes from China, that recessions comes from the very straight warnings from the Fed officials who say that there is still 0.75 on the table for the next rise of the rates rise in the December meeting of Fed, of FOMC. So this all things come here and showed here. Especially that we've got this very small $4 consolidation between mid-October, mid-November, and then in just 2 days we drop by $5. We drop another side of it, another size of it. So I will just show you that this drop is bigger than it was earlier, right? So we have this very similar situation that at the moment we might drop to 84. It's not so highly possible, as probably there is some more shortage on the oil market from United States investors, so they might close it before the long weekend, as they will start closing at the end of the month. As next week we've got I think we've got 3 days, because 1st December is a Thursday, so I think we've got 3 days when this market can be closing the month. So because we've got 3 days here, then the long weekend, 4 days off, then we've got 3 days to end of the month. So it's probably some closing will have place, especially highly earned on Wednesday. So the shorts taken above 100 might get closed here, pushing this price to 84, but then I expect that we will have a very nice V-shaped retracement. So I think 87 is a very good price, but still we can expect a quick drop on those prices. So let's take a look on a different market. Of course, the main market after energies, it's the gold, when we have this also correction. As you can see, $1,750 was a border for the drop of the price on Friday, which was not so unexpected, as I remember, I said that on the 14th November episode. So we drop to this price, and today we continue to drop, and it's also based on those Fed news that there is still chance to get rates raised by 0.75%. So this is what market reacts, and we can expect that this market might drop after this huge $150, $180, $160 from the very bottom to the very top. We've got $160, and even this $40 drop, it's not changing too much. We can still expect that this drop will reach this 38.2% and till Wednesday. And after the American market will take a weekend off, we can probably expect some small retracement up back. So this is what I think that will happen. We can even make a line here. That's 23rd and another up 24th, 25th. So I will leave that for the next week's show, and we'll see how it's catch up. I hope it will work as I predict. But of course, it's a market, so remember, it's not a pharmacy, it's not a drugstore, so it doesn't have to reach exactly $1,721.14. It might reach $1,723, and it will be still valid. So this is what I expect from the gold market for the next couple days. And with the coffee market, I already updated this Fibonacci retracements from the local top in between the August and September, and the currently today's opening plus today's opening and Thursday low. It's probably still on work conditions, but judging on this market reaction here, when we've got 5 days working around 175 cents per LBS, I think it might be a good Fibonacci. We might expect a small correction on this down movement, but do not expect it too much, as our stocks on ICE coffee warehouses, it's rising by 44,000 bags last week, and it's around 585,000 bags another waiting for the certification in ICE warehouses. Those bags will change a lot this situation, that the coffee stocks in ICE warehouses are still over 70% lower than last year, but it's rising, it's climbing a couple of percent every week. So this price might drop, especially that current dollar strength is pushing Colombia and Brazil to sell more goods, as their exporters are getting paid in dollars. So it's good for them to have a strong dollar for exporters. It's also a demand side that probably this coffee market will drop furthermore, maybe with some correction at the moment, but probably it will drop furthermore to 150 or even lower, as those recession fears plus a higher supply from Brazil and Colombia will affect this market. Today I will also take a look on the soybean market, and we have a contract here which is also in consolidation. This consolidation market on soybean is basically not only on the soybean, it's between all the news around the world. At the moment in United States we end up harvesting soybean, but we've got Argentina, where dryness when drought is creating a problem that probably will drop some acreage of soybean planting. And this is and it's planting, it's much slower, it's 12% till 18th of November, when last year it was 29% of sowing done in 18th of November. At the moment they expect to have 16.7 million hectares of soybean in Argentina, but also remember that soybean is a source of soybean oil and soybean meal. So, judging by the changes in the global market on vegetable oils, and we've got two news about it, that Sovecon, the Russian consulting agency, said that production in sunflower seeds in Russia will drop to 16.1 million tons. It's almost 1 million tons shorter than previous forecast of this company. So it's a huge amount, and it's still very high. It's still very high, but at the moment we can expect some problems, as Russia is responsible for 12% of global export of sunflower seeds itself and 16% of global export of sunflower seeds oil. Please remember that Ukraine is responsible for supply over 50% of global export of sunflower oil, so it might be a huge problem again to get a sunflower oil this winter in Poland, in Germany, in Romania, in France, in Spain, in Italy, in whole United Europe, and of course Great Britain, Norway, Sweden, and other countries, and Switzerland, of course. So as they mostly based on Ukraine and Russian import of sunflower seeds oil. Good news is that keeps this consolidation, that's in India the farmers raised the acreage of canola, of rapeseed, over 14.5% since last season to 6.3 million hectares. So it might change it, and last season they made 11 million tons of canola, rapeseed, and with 5 years average of 8.3 million. So with rising acreage we can expect a bit more, especially if weather will be good. So this is steadying the market of this, as canola, it's not a palm oil, it can be replacing easily the sunflower oil seeds. So this is something that we can get quite easily. So as far as we can take a look on another markets for today's episode, let's take a look on the corn. When the supply of corn by International Grain Council is remain steady, the forecast of it, because they expect 1,166 billion tons, and we've got a quite good sowing of corn in Argentina, 23.6% of the forecasted area of 7.3 million hectares. So it's not so bad news. Also we've got still some harvesting in the United States of corn, but it's coming to the end, and we've got probably not so bad corn harvesting in Europe, probably a bit higher than previous expectations. So that keeping this price on level close to 666 cents per pound. But what we can see, that this price is still staying between 660 cents and 705 cents all the time since last week of August till now. We've got very small movement from the other side, so we can expect that this is a good price to expect some technical rising, especially that this drop, we have here a huge amount of volume coming, and it was biggest for the past, what we've got here, about 7-8 weeks. So it's highest volume for the past 6-7-8 weeks, and we have here steady. So technically we can expect that it will rise to SMA 55 or even higher to 690 with some spike up to 700. But it's purely technical, and we have to observe the Argentina weather and Argentina sowing of corn, as it will be remain as a main concern for this market. And let me take a look here on my notes. Yeah. We'll also take a look on wheat, which is still dropping, as last week we get a review of the contract to export grains from Ukraine. The contract is between Russia, Turkey and UN, and Ukraine, UN and Turkey. There is no direct contract between Russia and Ukraine, but it's working, so it's make this price drop, and it was reviewed for another 4 months. Of course, Russia can stop it every time, every day, like they did it in November, but at the moment it's kind of good news. And even that International Grain Council said that we'll have 1 million shortened number of wheat harvested in the season 2022-2023. So it will be forecast dropping to 791 million tons globally. We've got very good conditions in France and in whole Europe, as we've got a bit of rain, a bit of warmer weather than usually at this moment, so it's helping the winter wheat to grow, to prepare for the winter sleep, which is not so bad. Also, we've got 14.7% rising acreage of wheat in India, so that's creating also a huge changes, and we can expect quite nice news. But there's still one thing. I'm still worried about Australia, as we don't know how bad for the wheat there was those floodings, and we still have no news about the China harvesting and planting winter wheat and things like that. So there might be a problems over there, so I think it still have a chance that technically will bounce from 800 cents per bushel and will rise even more after those fundamental news from Australia and China will reach the market. So this is my point of view of this main commodity markets. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you find it useful, and if you do, hit the like button, hit the subscription button, share this news among your social media, Twitter, Facebook, even Instagram, whatever. It's done for you. I'm doing it for you, so please share it. Thank you very much in advance. Have a good luck with the market. Enjoy Thanksgiving weekend if you are in the United States, and have all green in your account. Thank you.